So with all due respect to what they said and what they did, you have a situation right now where President Obama is treating our foes, i.e. Cuba and Iran, better than they're treating the state of Israel. And I think Prime Minister Netanyahu is completely appropriate in saying that he's deeply disappointed not only in John Kerry, but this administration.
And, Senator, I just want to remind everybody that we're awaiting President-elect Donald Trump to talk about his economic message, but he actually tweeted today this quote: "We cannot continue to let Israel be treated with such total disdain and disrespect. They used to have a great friend in the United States, but not anymore. The beginning of the end was the horrible Iran deal, and now this, UN. Stay strong, Israel. January 20th is fast approaching." To which Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu replied, and this is a quote, "President-elect Trump, thank you for your warm friendship and your clear-cut support for Israel." Is this a slap in the face to the Obama administration? And a two-part question to you, Senator. Not only a slap in the face, but isn't it unprecedented that we have an administration that at the end of its term, with less than 3 weeks to go, has thrown essentially a nuclear bomb into our foreign policy?
Yeah, well, first of all, Adam, you're right. This administration is doing everything it can on the way out the door to put up more and more roadblocks for the incoming administration. Not that much different from when Bill Clinton came in, was leaving, and he took all the keys off the computers. I mean, it's always something. Instead of having obviously a friendly transition and opportunity to consult with the president-elect and what their policies may be, so you can have a smooth transition into the new administration, they do the complete opposite. I've never seen John Kerry so fired up about anything.
Yeah, he was
now
angry.
He's all fired up. Yeah, now he's all fired up about Israel. Well, with all due respect, no one cares what John Kerry says, especially with so few days left in this administration. And what they did, I think, is completely inappropriate. Israel is our dearest and most reliable ally in that region. And to actually go and throw them under the bus, with all due respect, I think is not only harmful now, but it's harmful moving forward.
Well, in part, and we can get into the nuance of the facts in some of this UN. What happened at the UN, but when we talk about East Jerusalem, you've been there, you see how tight everything is. Essentially, what the United Nations, or what the United States has allowed the United Nations to do, is to claim that what has historically for centuries been a Jewish neighborhood in East Jerusalem, to now be classified as occupied territory that belongs to the Arab people. And why would a Palestinian negotiator ever come to the table to swap land, as had been the deal going, in the past? Why would they negotiate with Israel when you've got the United Nations and now the United States saying, yeah, take it all?
Listen, the United Nations, I think many people understand what their agenda is. It's certainly not a democratic body. You have dictators and others, trying to determine policy that affect not only us, but the West and all freedom-loving democracies. I'm not quite sure what the value is of the UN, especially when you have a land deal between two parties, and you're going to have the UN, which is basically anti-Israel, going to go in and try to, change the rules of the game. Of course, Abbas, and I met Abbas, Minister Abbas, when he was actually not in his present position. And, they're going to do whatever they're going to do to try to get, one up on Israel and have leverage. And I think it's important to put a new administration in there to kind of get things back on track.